Ayy, experience can't be bought. This the energy you want. Yeah, this affirmative talk. Ayy, destined for greatness, that's for certain. Time to build your life with purpose. Build your self-esteem and courage. Right now, it's a lifestyle, that's for sure. Good vibes and meditation from a real life coach. Let them know. Affirmations help to make a better you. Got you feeling incredible. Affirmative talk, come on through, let's go.
Affirmative talk with yours truly, Samuel Richardson III. Before I get started on my topic of conversation, let's do some house cleaning, shall we? If you are in support of my actual platform, my social media platforms, my podcast, my YouTube, you can find me on Apple and Spotify, Affirmative Talk, as you see here. You can find me also on YouTube, Affirmative Talk. I do have an Instagram, Affirmative Talk, and I have a Twitter, Affirmative Talk, and a Facebook business page, Affirmative Talk. My name is Samuel Richardson III, and in Affirmative Talk, we all about talking about things that inspires you. And sometimes with things with inspiration doesn't mean that it always ends with a happy ending. Sometimes it may not end the way you want it to end. But what I like to talk about is perseverance. I like to talk about the trials and the tribulations because we know nobody is perfect. And I don't want to ever come before you on this actual video or my podcast platforms trying to portray like I'm some guru, trying to portray like I'm somebody that's perfect. You're looking at someone that's literally getting it up out the mud. You're looking at someone that is fighting and clawing every single day to be the best version of myself. Okay. So as I'm talking to you, I want you to understand I'm just like you. I understand that I'm trying to make the best me and be very successful as I possibly can. So with that being said, if you would like to have a promo, market, or interview me or have me on your platform, things because you like my energy, you like my positive attitude, you can actually reach out to me by email at affirmativetalk@gmail.com. That's affirmativetalk@gmail.com. So now let's get started into the topic of conversation. Man, listen. I used to work at this manufacturing plant for about 16, 17 years. And it was bittersweet for me because there was a lot of stuff that I went through in working at this manufacturing plant. But it's a morality to the story because I know that everybody has faced some type of difficulty on the job. They are faced whether it's a nasty ass supervisor, whether it's people that are jealous of you because of your position, whether you are having to go against the disparity of your pay. You're doing just as good enough job as the next person, but you're starting to see that they're paying another person higher than you, not getting opportunities, especially if you're aspiring to grow within that company and you're just not getting the opportunity, and they tell you you're not getting the opportunity because you speak up too much, or you could be a potential problem because you're not coachable, you're not teachable, or they try to put all type of negative things on you to try to hold you down. And don't let it be if you're in a situation because of your skin color, because of your skin tone, because of how you talk. It's because of how you look. Those type of things happens all the time on corporate jobs or any job, period. And it's something that I went through. I'm going to pull out this right here. These are steel toe boots. Steel toe boots that I had wore throughout my career in the manufacturing plant for about 16, 17 years. And in these steel toe boots, I had to wear them every day going to work with a hard yellow hat. And you're talking about someone that went through and started off from the bottom, flipping steel, had to get gloves, had to wear earplugs. And the reason why I had to wear gloves, because I had to touch actual hot steel, whether that was rebar, whether that was squares, whether that was flat, and flip them onto this carousel on any bad steel and let the other good steel ride through that carousel and go into a pocket, which they would strap up, and they would actually take it to shipping so they can tag it and put it on the actual trucks so they can deliver it to these jobs. Now, the reason why this story is so powerful to me is because I went through discrimination at this manufacturing plant. I went through a supervisor, and there was several of them that tried to tell me that, you know what, you can't move up because you got to have a degree. And I started saying to myself, I'm seeing these white guys having these doggone managerial positions, and they would actually walk them. You would have the plant manager walk them through from the front end of the roller mill to the finishing end of the roller mill, and they treat them like royalty. And come to find out, a lot of these white guys didn't even have degrees. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, I know the job. I know the job. I'm doing the job. And you mean to tell me that I want to move up? I want the responsibility, and I can't get it because I don't have a degree? So then I started thinking to myself, you know what, man? Let me answer the call. Let me go back to school while I'm working full time and get my degree. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, y'all. It wasn't easy. And I say that to say this. If you want anything in life, anything, listen to me. Especially to my young men, listen to me. Don't believe that someone's going to hand you something without you having to fight for it. Don't believe that what you want out of life, that it's going to become easy for you, because it's not. If you're not willing to have the mindset, to fight for what you want, you will never change the trajectory of your life. I'm telling you the God-heaven truth. You can take it for a game if you want to. You can sit here and say that, you know what, I'm going to run these streets because it's easy. But let me tell you something, that has an expiration date. Either you go down the road of being locked up because someone hating on you, or someone jealous of you, or you'll get caught, or you'll find yourself dead before you reach a certain age. And I'm telling you something right now. I thought, and when I actually went and I was finally able to graduate and get my degree, they still came up with some bullshit. They still came up with some BS, and I had to go against all type of negative scrutiny. They tried to label me. And I'm telling you something, I went from the rolling mill because I was working 12-hour shifts. So let me tell you how the shift was. The shift was working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You would do that from rotating shifts where you had to do that for 3 or 4 days straight. And then you would take a day off or 2 days off and then have to come back and work night shifts from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. And guess what? Even during those 12-hour shifts, I was not able to leave for a lunch break. Yeah, I said it. You heard me right. I was not able to leave for a lunch break. What do I mean by that? I was not able to leave off those premises and actually take an hour lunch break just to get away from the BS. To reset my mind, I had to actually stay there, and don't let us be short, because I would have to get it how I could get it to even eat lunch in the pulpit. The pulpit was this office, and they had these big windows to be able to keep you from all the heat that was coming from the steel. I used to have to actual light up torches and cut the steel. Let me tell you something. It was hard manual work. Hard manual work. But let me tell you a specific story. What pissed me the hell off. Let me tell you a specific story. So I was working. We had a down day, right? And we was down longer than usual because there was something going on. I said it's in a roller mill somewhere. And I used to have this supervisor. And this supervisor was a jackass. This supervisor didn't like me and I didn't like him. I didn't like what he stand for. I didn't like all the BS. He would try to joke and used to have dip in his mouth and all this type of stuff. Nah, man, I'm a man. You gonna come to me straight or don't come at me at all. That's the type of person that I am. I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to play the political game. No, I'm all about the straight up game. Mano to mano, man up game. You treat me good, I'll treat you good. But if you treat me like shit, don't expect me to treat you good. No, I'm gonna give you what you give me. That's how I am. Now, when downshift came, I had the supervisor, man, that was trying to always try to get me to get so dirty and all type of stuff. So he had some of the black guys that's there, the roadies, because they will all go down to this mom and pop shop and drink alcohol and stuff together. But guess what? That white man don't care nothing about you. And they found out too as well. But with that being said, he would actually call me up to the front end of the rolling mill and wanted me to go down to this flume tunnel to shovel up scale. And he did it intentionally to take me from out of my work area to go up there to try to prove a point or try to break me as a man. I resisted because I'm saying, why you got me down here? This stuff that I'm doing down in my work area, my workstation. And then I would see some of the black guys laughing and stuff like that because he was trying to pull rank on me. I went down the flume and I was shoving the scale. I'm like, man, I can't do this. It's something more to my life. I can't continue to keep doing this shit, man. I'm tired of it. Have you ever got into a situation when someone tried to do something so bad to you to try to break you as a man and you almost feel that you're on the cusp that you can just snap and you could just break their neck? Let me tell you something. Think smart. So as I was down there shoving the scale, I said, you know what? Get your ass. Oh, my back. Oh, God. Got up from out the flume. All type of scale and dust all on my khaki pants and things of that nature. And my back hurt. So we had to have the safety person to come see me. And was saying, oh, man. And I told him, man, had me down there and I was selling the scale, in that tight area in the flume, man. I twist my back the wrong way. Gave me ice packs and all this stuff. And then I started even taking to a degree that I had to go and see one of the doctors. Got your ass. Let me tell you something. The reason why I tell you that story is because sometimes you can't fight back evil for evil. Sometimes you got to think with your head. Use the system that they try to use on you, but use that system to use against them. You couldn't fire me. You couldn't say I was insubordinate. You couldn't say that, I didn't want to do it, because that's what they tried to do. So what I did is do the smart way and use the system against them. But then I had a plan. I started thinking to myself, you know what? Let me start talking to a couple of people. I need to get to another area on this actual plant that's going to be working days for me, and I could be off on weekends because I have to finish what I started. And you know what? Finish what I started meant I had to go back to school because I wanted to get my degree. Because I had a plan in mind. Guess what? When I get these degrees and they still don't allow me to be up in upper management, I can still take those degrees because you can't take it away from me. Take those degrees and use it for someplace else and get the hell out of Dodge. And guess what? I was able to move from one area department to another area department. I was working day shifts. Now I'm able to go back to school. But there's so much others to the story that I had to go with, because another supervisor that was a jackass, and I worked in the storeroom. I was in charge of the refurbished area. I was in charge of inventory of over $5 million worth of equipment. I knew how to drive the crane. I knew how to drive the forklift. I knew how to work the new system. We went from Mainsaver to SAP. I learned that system down to a T. And guess what? I knew everything and how to handle the storeroom. I was type of those people that wanted to do cross training. I wanted to learn how to run at the front desk. I wanted to learn how to do how to do receiving. I wanted to learn everything that I could, and I did. And I still had to fight until I got my degrees and I left on my terms. They tried to fire me. I got written up a couple of times. But I left on my terms. And the reason why I want to tell you this story, because I want to say to you, don't allow the trials and tribulations that you go on these jobs to break you. You try to turn that negative energy into a positive energy, and make sure you try to get every certification, every degree that you can get, and let the company pay for it if they have that as an option. And if they don't, you got to do what you got to do, which I did. I had to go through hell for them to pay for it, but they did. But I'm telling you right now, you have to have the mindset that no matter what, come hell or high water, I'm going to make it through this. And I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to have a plan. And I did. Being an entrepreneur, being successful, doing my credit business, doing my life and success coach business. And this is why I create videos like this, to inspire people. I'm just like you. I'm no better than you. I went through hell and high water. I went through a lot of racism. I went through a lot of things in my life. But it's because of those things I went through, it made me tougher. It made me wiser. And I want to say to you, you got this, man. You just have to fight for what you want and give it 110%. I don't wear these boots anymore. These boots watch me, but I keep them. Keep them in the box, still have the original box. And I keep these boots as a constant reminder to never, ever forget where I came from. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Affirmative Talk with yours truly, Samuel Richardson III. Be blessed.